you know how to write a letter S, and you know how to write the number 2. So to make hearts, we're just going to use the hook of the 2 and the hook of the S and combine those together. So it's not a new motion, it's just a different way to think about it. The 2 and the S. You can do tall, skinny ones, short, fat ones, whatever you want. So let's start out by drawing a really light pencil heart. And then I'm going to use my red fine tip marker and just go back and forth from one edge to the other. Don't go too slowly because your lines get all wonky and jittery. But if you go too fast, you're not going to be able to hit the borders right. So got to find that happy medium in between. Now, I wish I had stopped here because I kept going back and adding to it. So I didn't mess it up, but it did look a little bit better before I started adding to it. So that's part of the trick of art, is knowing when to stop. Let's do another pencil heart. This time I'm going to do a straight line, and I'm going to do a thin line and then a thick line. And a thin line and a thick line. You could use all kinds of ways of filling in a shape, polka dots or wavy lines or whatever it is you want to fill it in with. The point is, though, that you need to get enough of the border involved that when you erase the pencil mark, the eye will still recognize the shape as a heart here. And you can see it doesn't matter if your lines are a little wobbly or if the spacing isn't even. Just kind of do it and let go of perfection. This is whimsical drawing, so the point is to have fun and to make it look hand drawn, not to look like a machine printed it. Let's do another pencil heart. This time I'm going to color it in, but I want to put a little indicator mark here to indicate reflection. So this is the kind of thing you'll see on when you draw somebody's eye, to show that there's like a twinkle in their eye or reflection of light. And quite often it's a crescent shape or a circle, whatever. And then when you're filling it in with the color, you can reshape it if you don't quite like the way it was drawn. Depending on your marker, you may need to go over it another time to even out the line strokes so that it looks a little bit better. But it depends on your marker and on the purpose of what you're drawing. This next part I'm going to speed up because I'm going to draw an identical heart to the one I just drew, and you don't need to watch that whole thing again. But I want to show you a variation, and that is draw a little arrow at the bottom and then a little wiggly line and color that in. And then I'm going to use my extra fine tip Sharpie to draw the little string on my balloon. There. This next one is an example of using a shape and then putting a word in it that has something to do with that shape. So in this case, I got this from a tutorial by Shu Rayner. He's one of my favorite artists to watch on YouTube. I'll link him down below in the description. This was on one of his tutorials that I just saw recently. So I'm using basically the same kind of lettering he used, a little bit different. And then I just added I'm going to add a little border around it with the ruffle. So when you're learning art, copy, copy, copy. Just watch what somebody does. Try it for yourself. Don't pass it off as your own idea. It's your own work if you draw it, but let somebody know where you got the idea. Give credit where credit's due. But the way we learn best is by copying first. When we were in grade school, we learned to write by copying a letter again and again and again, right? Until we got it figured out on our own. So I'm going to speed it up here because you don't need to sit and watch me color. When I erased my pencil marks, I didn't wait long enough so the ink wasn't dry and it smudged. And there's my cat. She just tries to get in every video. Since I'm doing a little border around the heart, though, I can kind of cover up that smudge. Then I'm going to do scallops. Scallops are just like a capital B, those little bumps. So you already know how to do that. Don't freak out. Bump, bump, bump. That's all it is, all the way around. Don't worry that they're not precise, that some are wider than others or some are taller than others. It doesn't matter at all. The only time I slow it down is when I'm getting towards the end and I want to make sure that I kind of fit it together with the beginning. I usually like to draw little circles on the inside so it looks like lace, but because I drew them pretty small and I'm using a marker, I couldn't get circles in most of them, so it's the way it is. But you can see when I do get a few circles, the circles do look nicer. So in the future, I'll probably do bigger scallops. And there you go. I hope you've enjoyed drawing these hearts and will join me next week for part 2 of Valentine Hearts, and the week after that, part 3. And I love drawing with everybody. So glad you came. If you enjoyed that 5-minute training, imagine what you can get in 1 hour. I'm offering a 1-hour live video conference call for only $7, in which I will teach a variety of Valentine's images, and I will show you 4 very simple ways that you can create your own cards. So this year you can send Valentines to your family or friends, coworkers, that special someone, or maybe just help your children create their own Valentines for school. In the description below this video, there is a link. When you click on that link, it will show you 4 different dates and times that you could sign up for. If none of them work for you, just exit out. You haven't paid for anything yet. If one does work for you, though, please click on it, register, and I look forward to making Valentines with you this year. Bye.